aware that most games are built in meters. Okay, why is that?
I don't know.
Because most game engines are built outside the United States. That's why you need to know this. But centimeters are native to Maya.
Metric system is meters.
Technically, yes, but all game engines are built in meters, which is weird. Why? Funny thing is, 3ds Max, set to meters. Maya is the only program that defaults to what?
Centimeters.
And why is that?
I don't know.
Because the original programmers, this is why I'm giving you history. You guys need to understand this stuff. The original programmers at Alias Wavefront had no idea that there would be game engines. They just wanted to be different. No, it's not true. Actually, what they wanted to do is they wanted to be able to make brushes and things like that, so when you're doing skin weighting and stuff, it was easier if they used centimeters versus meters. Okay? That's why. All because of the new paintbrush system. That was it. So we were stuck with meters and centimeters. All right. So when you're building your characters, you can resize your skeletons and redo everything. It's still going to come in, by the way. Just FYI, you can scale things in Unity. So please don't sit there and go, oh my goodness, he just totally ruined everything.
It's been a source of stress all semester.
I'm sure it has. But I want you guys to get used to the idea that all game engines use meters. Unreal uses it. Unity uses it. There's pretty not very many others than that. So, all right. So I'm going to drop in. We went once again coming back up here. We're going to go into our create joints. I'm opening this up, and I want you to see what Maya's native orientation settings are. What are they? What's the primary axis?
X.
What does that mean?
Everything
X
points down to X.
child.
X always points at its little bitty child right here. Yay! It's got one leg. Oh no, jeez, man. I don't want to tell you what that was. Anyway, so the parent always points at the child. That is the main axis. Okay, I'm going to quiz you guys, and this is going to be really hard because I've been gone over a lot. Are you ready?
Yes.
Yes.
What does the parent always point to?
The child.
Why is that important for you to know?
Because the parent watches the child.
So if you have to parent an object, to its child, how are you going to do it? This is the parent, by the way, and here's the child. How are you going to do it? Because you know there's a native format in Maya. How are you going to select things?
The parent
Parent
first.
and the child.
You want the parent first, and then to the child?
I think
Child
so.
is the parent.
Or do you want child to the parent? Oh, we better find out. We had better find out. I've got a joint
If
here.
you're constraining its parent to child.
Yeah, let's find out. Here, I'm going to hit here. Y, by the way, fun little key. In the event you guys have never done this, I want you guys to do this. If you're right in front of your thing, if you don't already know this, I want you to click and drag a joint. Just put one. And I want you to do one in somewhere else. I don't care where you put that other joint. Okay? Then I want you to hit the Y button and click and put another joint.
Hey.
And then I want you to click another joint. Then I want you to hit the Y button again and do this a couple of times because it's really fun. Look at that. You don't have to constantly go back and go create joint.
Thank you.
Okay.
That helps.
Okay, you guys know about meters? Anybody have a problem with that? Nobody has a problem with that yet? Okay, good.
Thompson.
Y button. It is a lifesaver when you are creating things. Okay, Y. Y is last operation performed. That's cool. So you mean that if I drag a joint or if I do parenting an object to another object and I just select two other objects and hit the Y button, it will parent them?
Are you sure it's not G?
G is last operation
Oh.
performed. Cool, good job. All right, so I'm going to drop these. Let's get rid of these right here. So I'm going to drop in, I hit Y. I'm going to drop in this. Now, this is a 2017 issue, by the way. Notice how small that joint is?
It's because it's in meters.
I know. But watch what happens when I click another joint. It was magic. It just grew on me. Okay, if we open up our outliner, what's the outliner? What's the whole purpose behind it?
You can see everything.
So you can see everything that's going on. Is there another place where I can see stuff?
Sure.
Hypergraph.
The hypergraph. Is there another place I can see stuff?
Node editor.
Multi-lister. You guys didn't even know that the multi-lister is still in here. Multi-lister comes all the way from Alias. It is because there are dinosaurs like me who still use it. It's actually pretty cool, but some people don't. I'm going to unparent an object. How can I unparent? There's two ways to do that.
Shift P.
I can Shift P, or I can just come inside the outliner and drag it out. It's unparented. So let's find out which one. I'm going to select an object. And I'm going to select another object here. And what letter should I hit?
P.
Oh my goodness, what was that?
The first one you selected got parented to the second one.
So are you telling me that the child wants a parent?
Yep.
Remember that, guys. That is the most important thing in Maya you need to remember for all of your constraints. What's the most important thing you need to remember?
Parent. The child wants a parent.
Child wants a parent, okay? So every time I do any operation in Maya, what's going to be the first thing I select?
Child.
And what's the child going to do? Whatever the parent wants him to do. You go that way. You go over there. Yay! Remember that. So when I am creating constraints around child to parent, what am I trying to do? So let's say, for example, I want to move a, let's say we're going to set this up hopefully tonight. Let's say I have a foot here, and I create over here a reverse foot, okay? And I've got to constrain these to this, so I'm doing child to parent type stuff. When I go to set up my IK handles and all that stuff inside there, we need to remember the order of operations. Funny, you guys thought you were getting out of math just because your order of operations works in Maya as well. So, number one, we've created a joint inside here. The next thing I want to do is I want to select the joints. Now, I'm going to teach you guys a really simple Mel script tonight. I'm just an artist. I'm not a programmer, okay? I don't program, but I do like the script now and then. Sometimes I get a joint chain that's so huge that I don't know what to do with it. You ever had that happen? It's like, man, I want to just select everything. If I double click on it, what will happen? Well, it selects them, but it doesn't select the whole hierarchy for me, okay? And why is that important to me? Okay, I know I'm jumping backward. We're going to get Maya going. I need you guys to understand basic stuff, because the moment you understand all this basic crap, you guys are going to be rigging monsters. Literally. Okay. What I'm talking about right now is hierarchy. What is hierarchy? I'm going to go write it down. Just tell me what hierarchy is.
The list of things. Child's parents.
Chain of events.
All right, who's the chain of command here in this room?
Marty.
Marty, who comes under him?
You do.
Well, today it's me.
Yeah.
Okay, but ultimately it's Marty who's in charge. So Marty is our root joint. We call it the root joint because it is the thing that moves everything, okay? And I know you guys know this stuff, but understanding it even more so is going to help you like crazy when you do this stuff. So Marty's our root joint. What would I be then?
Child joint. Pelvis.
Okay. I'm sorry. I'm kind of a pelvis, you know. If you call me Richard Cranium, that's fine. All right. So what we're going to do here is catch that. All right. So we have the root to the pelvis going right here. This is the joint chain hierarchy. Now, when you guys create most of your animations in Unity, you're going to find that all of a sudden the root node has a lot of trouble following a surface. If he has to follow that surface and stay on top and not have his foot bury into the ground, how do I keep it from doing that?
Foot IK.
I don't have to. That's Marty's job.
Yeah.
Marty has to do it. Marty has to be the root joint. So I'm going to start the root joint always at the very bottom, right at 0. And you guys are thinking, well, how does that work with the pelvis? That just doesn't work. It does. From the root joint, you're going to come up to pelvis. You might create a secondary rotator, you know, so your hips are doing some cool stuff. Then you're going to create out your other controls. I'm not going to draw the whole thing here. But that right there is the root. It hits the ground. It is the most important thing. I know it looks funky. Please keep your minds out of the gutter. I saw some smiles. That's why I'm asking. So anyway, the root joint is so important to you guys. It is probably the most important thing that you guys are going to deal with. Because if your animations fall through the ground all the time, you're going to be really ticked off about that. And you're going to wonder, why is it that I can't keep things above it? So understand your root joint has to be at 0 all the time. So in this case, we have a character here. Let's go over here and we'll take a look at him in our perspective. Okay. No, I think I changed this. Let's go in and...
So it's kind of like a figurine on a spike or a stand or something.
Yeah, it is. Exactly. Hold on here. Where am I at? I got out of perspective view. All right, so this character, he's good, and everything's going to work with him and stuff like that. You're going to bring him into Unity and it's going to work, but I still promise you you're going to have some issues with interpenetration. So you need to go from your root joint starting right down here. Okay? Trust me with this. All your characters for game engines must start there. What that's going to do is it's going to keep everything right on level. So if down the road said programmer comes along and says, I now want 20, 40, 60 of these guys running across the surface, all he has to look for is the root joint. And they all stay above ground. Now they're running, everything's cool, and all of a sudden everything changes and they have to go uphill. What's going to happen with the feet if the root joint isn't down? It's going to go, and you're going to be like, wow, look at those guys, they just went to the, well, they're all done, they're falling off the edge. Okay, so I want you to remember this. Okay, we're getting into hierarchies. We're just going to start hitting Maya here pretty hard, and so let's go here, and I'm going to get into the side view. Okay, when you're dropping joints, always drop from the right. Okay, it makes it easier, or drop from the front. I like the right because you want to see it. When you're inside here, make sure that in your shading mode, you're always hitting X-ray joints. What happens if I don't have that on? Where'd my joints go? I can't see it. And if somebody's sitting there complaining that they can't see it, walk over to them and go, duh. Okay? All right, so what we're going to do is we're going to talk a little bit about this, root axis and stuff like that. But I'm giving you a Mel script tonight. Okay? Look down there at the bottom. Select dash. This is my major programming skills here. High with a semicolon. Or not a semicolon, but a colon.
Select higher.
Select dash high. And then I want you to select that. Now, do you guys all have your own custom panel? Like, look up here in the top. Do you see where it says Sam's now? I want you to go over here to this little tiny thing right there and click on that. Go down to the shelf editor, keep going down and put new shelf. And I want you to name it, whatever your name is. Bob's, Tammy's, Carl's. I don't know any of your names. So.
Miles.
Miles. Okay. Marty. I want you to create it right now. Have you guys done it? Tell me when you've done it. Raise your hand when you have gotten it done. 1, 2, 3. Okay. Once again, look over here. Look up here. See it? There's this little tiny wheel right there. Click on it. Okay, I'm going to go slower. Look how slow I'm going. Oh, look at that new shelf. I'm going to click it. Give me a name.
Miles.
Oh, no, let's get other than mouse. What?
Trogdor.
Trogdor. I don't know if that's how I spell it, but look! Trogdor is right there. He's now got his own shelf. Why is this good for you?
You can add stuff.
Oh my goodness, it can add. Now go down here and I want you to see that. Select dash high.
Whoa.
Okay, with a colon right there. Everybody got that? Everybody got it?
Is it a colon or a
I think
semicolon?
it's a
A semicolon, sorry. Not a colon, but a semicolon. Forgive me, I was not a very good student. All right, I'm going to select it. Let me cancel what I just did. So I want you all your eyes up here. Watch. Left, drag, middle mouse click, and drop it right there inside Trogdor, if you have Trogdor. Now, I can do Mel or Python. I'm going to do Mel. I like Mel. Mel's pretty cool. Python's even better. Watch what happens when I hit this button. Oh, You guys don't even know what just happened, do you?
It selected the hierarchy.
It selected everything in the hierarchy. And why is this cool? I'm gonna go over here to my modify panel. You know, I'm gonna drop in something here. So under modify, okay, or actually display. Let's go to display first. There's a neat little area called transform display. Okay, everybody have this?
Yep.
I want you guys to click on display. Going slow, guys. Transform display, local rotation axis. And what is it giving me?
The
Rotation.
rotation
Orientation.
axis.
It has given me the orientation of these joints. It tells me exactly what's happening. One's up, one's down. Now, you're always going to notice this because I told you earlier something here which was kind of interesting. If you look over here inside Maya, the ending joint will always be in the opposite direction. That's always going to be that way. Why?
Doesn't have a child.
It doesn't have a child, and it doesn't need to have a direction. So for example, if I come down to the very end of my fingertips, do I need to make sure that that's pointing in the right direction?
No.
No, because I'm not going to bend the dumb thing. Unless, of course, it's right there, and then I'm going to bend it. Even then, it doesn't really matter. It's not a big deal. Maya's just looking at it going, it's because I love to do things this way, and that's the way it's going to do stuff, okay? So let me go into the side view again. Now, some of you guys, this may not be, you know, something that you were sitting here going, man, I'm just so bored. I know this stuff. But to others of you, from what I saw from your rigs, this is something you really need to understand. So we're going to create a joint here. I'm going to drop, 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 and once again, I'm going to select, whoops, undo. I'm going to select that. Oh, man. Oh, yeah. And then I'm going to come over here and do the select dash hierarchy. And this time, instead of me having to go hunt down the transform display, for those of you who don't know how to do this, I want you to put your mouse over local rotation axis. Get your mouse over the top of it, if you haven't got it. Hold down Control and Shift and left click. Where did it land?
Right next to your script.
Oh my goodness. So for you guys who don't know how to do this, you can create all sorts of buttons that you're constantly using, like the UV editor, the Hypershade. I hate opening up the Hypershade. I actually put it the way Max does it, where Max just hit the letter M. Oh, there's my materials. Okay, so I'm going to hit local rotation axis, and look what happened. What's going on here? I want to hear somebody in the back who's hiding. Ah, you looked at me. What's your name?
Maddie,
Maddie. What just happened, Maddie?
all the orientation's the same.
Oh, all of them except for one, right?
Yeah, bottom.
Okay. Now